When we have kids and they want to watch the movie and they don't want to get disturbed, right? And we're like,
Yeah.
hey, are you doing okay? Oh, no, 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 I'm fine, just let me watch the movies. They're like that because they want to watch the movie, they want to be talked to. And we saw that the number of sedated the patient with anesthesia went down because we had the possibilities to provide the movies to the smaller ones. And I also want to share a story with you because recently we had a 4-year-old kid. You imagine a 4-year-old, so little, and he was lying there for around 20 minutes or so watching a movie, and everything went so smooth just because of the entertainment of the movie. So because
Mm.
of that, we were also able to rule out the sedation part with anesthesia. So we save a lot of time when we save the patient for going into sedation.
Hi, my name is Christopher Anderson. I work as marketing manager at NordicNeuroLab, and today we have Bac Nguyen with us today. He's an MR technician or radiographer at Rikshospitalet in Oslo, Norway. And he's not only just a radiographer, he also is an influencer on both LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook with over 5,000 followers. And we're really happy to both have him as a user of our equipment and also here today with an interview with us. And he's going to speak about his experiences with using our equipment and how that's benefited both his practice and his department. So thank you for joining us and welcome, Buck.
Thank you for having me here today. It's an honor to be here actually because we've been using your equipment for a long time, and I've been waiting for this kind of interview for a long time. So, my name is Bac Nguyen. I've been working at Rikshospitalet for around 13 years now, and time flies. And when I came here in 2009, we had all the system from NNL with the goggles, and there was no TV screen, no nothing. And we basically did only fMRI on that specific old scanner, 1.5 Tesla. And later on, when we upgraded the systems, we bought the new screen back then in 2011. And it was also meant for fMRI equipment and meant to do those applications. But then we saw the benefit of having the possibilities to have entertainment for the small pediatric kids. And just to mention, we have 4 scanners at the hospital, all Siemens scanners, and they are equipment with all NNL solutions systems there. So back to this 2011. Uh, we first saw the benefit of having the TV screen because why? Because then we can, have entertainment in form of a movie or something like that. And the first thing we did was we were scanning a lot of kids. The ages are various, and we saw that the number of sedated the patient with anesthesia went down because we had the possibilities to provide movies to the smaller ones. And believe me, it's just crazy because they can lie there for a long time and just watch a movie, and then we could scan without needed the sedation part. And just to mention that, we also had 2 projects which included the kids. One of them is congenital heart diseases, and that means that they're born with faulty heart. And we had a project regarding that. The ages was from 9 till 15. So we had around 70 patients, and they were lying there for around 1 hour to 1.5 hour. And in this kind of protocol, it's very demanding because they're going to get contrast, and they're also going to get a lot of breath hold sequences, and they're going to also do a lot of respiratory triggered sequences. So it's very demanding for a small kid. But out of the 70 patients we had, only one gave up due to claustrophobic. So that's insane number, if you ask me. And he managed to actually do half of the exam before he couldn't do it anymore. And nevertheless, 70 patients, it's a high number. And the later years, when we installed a new 1.5 Tesla, it was in 2014. We also choose NNL solutions. We had a TV screen and fMRI availability in case of where we had emergency, if the 3 Tesla didn't work, we could do the fMRI on this specific 1.5 Tesla. And this TV screen is more or less used for only entertainment per day because most of the fMRI are done on 3T. And later years, we also installed a new scanner in 2015. And we also choose the NNL solutions there with the only TV screen and no fMRI. The reason for that is because we saw the benefit of having the solution of providing movies to the smaller ones, and we have a high rate of successful examinations due to that. So just to mention, recently we also had another PhD project where we did a whole body scanning on children from 6 to 18, and it was scanning around 45 to 1 hour. And we had 80 patients there, and only one gave up. So it's crazy how helpful this TV screen and movie screen is helping us. So just to mention the development of the solutions within the NNL is because I saw at first when we got in 2011, I was very happy with the TV screen. But the solution was a little bit difficult because we had a computer next to our scanner at the control room, and we had to control the movies. We drag and drop. It was very difficult to make it fast and efficient for everyone. But in the later years, we now have installed Microsoft Surface, and it's now easier. Everything is integrated. You have now the possibilities to have some kind of inboard webcam, so you can look directly into the scanner and watch how the patient's having, and you can flip the screen whenever you're sitting out there in the control room. So, and also have other entertainments such as YouTube, Netflix, Spotify. So everything is so integrated, it's so efficient and easy to touch around and provide the patient what they need. And I also want to share a story with you because recently we had a 4-year-old kid. You imagine a 4-year-old, so little, and he was lying there for around 20 minutes or so watching a movie, and everything went so smooth just because of the entertainment of the movie. So because of that, we were also able to rule out the sedation part with anesthesia. So we save a lot of time when we save the patient for going into sedation. And we have a lot of stories there. We have 4, 5, 6. You just to mention, they're lying still, and we get very good images because of the TV screen. And it's so difficult with kids because if you have a 4-year-old and you can just think that, yeah, he's not gonna be able to make it. I think he's gonna make it, and we get good images. And then you have a 10-year-old kid, and you just think that, hey, he's gonna make it easily, but he's not going to make it, and he couldn't make it. It's so different. It's so difficult to see how the outcome, but just to have the possibilities to provide a TV screen is very helpful. And we also not only using it for children, we also use it for adults sometimes because adults also have claustrophobic, and being able to watch a movie or watch something in the background, it's really put the mind in a state where they can relax and just forget about the MR, forget about the tightness of the lying there, and yeah. So all in all, we are very happy, and it's a very happy tool for us to make our work more efficient and have a higher throughput of patients, and of course saving the sedation part when it comes to anesthesia. Yeah.
Yeah, because when it comes to anesthesia, there's not only the time aspect of it that it takes more time, but it's also the risk with anesthesia that it's also present. And if you can avoid that and still get the pictures so that they can go through the next step in the process, that is more beneficial for everyone as well.
Yeah, it is because I mean, if you're gonna have a sedation patient, the patient needs to wait in line for a long time before they can get sedated, and we have around 3 to 4 sedated patients each day. So it's much more efficient for our workflow, being able to provide them something which kind of make them go through MR without any problems. So these kids, they often stays. The nurses in a hospital, they tell them everything about MR in beforehand, and they ask if the patient can come down in the day before and just watch the room, see the scanner, and see how they're gonna lie there, and see the TV. This really helps them and makes them less nervous. And the key behind everything is also the parents, because if the parents know what's going on, they will somehow send out the vibes to the kids and calm the kids down. But if you have a very stressful parents, it will affect the kids very easily, and it will also it might lead to bad images, because if you as a radiologist, if you as a technician is trying to tell what's going on, and the parents just keep asking you all these kind of questions, and you cannot somehow uh, tell them what's really going on, because the parents just keeping asking questions, it's very difficult for technologists to express and tell them what's really going on. So the parents is the key behind everything. Also, they need to stay calm and just trust the personnel which works with this every day.
Mm. And another thing that I've noticed, I've been to your department or your site many times, and one thing that I see is a habit among you guys is actually asking the patient, how often do you want me to communicate with you? Which is really good, because by doing that, you give them a sense of autonomy, which means that they get to choose, they get choices, which makes them feel that they're in control to a higher degree than if you just demand things from them. So just want to point out that one.
Yeah, because when we get new radiographers starts at our hospital, and there's like, oh, are you talking to the patient after each sequences? I mean, yeah, we're doing that because we want the patient to feel comfortable. And even
Mhm.
though you're using 3 to 4, 5 seconds, just saying that, hey, the next sequence takes 5 minutes, just lie still and we will continue. This will, in the long run, save you so much time, because, firstly, the patient is communicating with you and feeling safer.
Mhm.
Secondly, is that if the patient is only lying there and wondering, because they lose time points very fast when they're lying there, and they're wondering, when is we finished? When are we finished? And they start to move. They move the head a little bit, and then you get bad images. You need to do a rescan. So this rescan of yours will kill your time, right? So invest a few seconds, just ask the patients and go on with the scanning.
Yeah.
So it's totally recommended.
Yeah, it is, and it's a win-win situation as well. One thing that you there's a saying that information gives motivation. So when you speak frequently, saying that the next sequence is 5 minutes, they know what 5 minutes is, and they can sort of, that's something that I can manage. That's something that I can do. Then that will sort of give them a sense of mastery as well, which is important.
That's very true. That's very true. If I were a patient, I didn't know anything about MR, just lying there for like half an hour, I would be feeling very lost and feel kind of scared, because there's a lot of noise going on, different noises. The table you're lying on is shaking a little bit due to the different sequences. So just have a pinpoint on, okay, next one takes 3 minutes. I will hang on there, and they would talk to me again after 3 minutes. It feels so much more comfortable by doing that. So.
Yeah. So, so for everyone who's listening, integrate that as your standard way of operating the MR by communicating often with your patient. It will be is a high return on that small investment.
Yes, and sometimes, just to mention, because this is very fun actually. When we have kids and they want to watch the movie and they don't want to get disturbed, right? And we're like,
Yeah.
hey, are you doing okay? Oh, no, I'm fine. Just let me watch the movies. They're like that because they want to watch the movie. They want to be talked to. So you need to kind of look at the situation and yeah, and go from there, because patients are very different from each patients.
Yeah. And one thing I was thinking about when you were talking is that Rikshospitalet in Oslo has been our customer since, yeah, for a long time. And Nordic NeuroLab started creating fMRI equipment. but based on the feedback from you guys, you're the customer were really the people that saw the potential with using the screen, that it shouldn't just be there on the side on all the other scanners, but it could be used for patient entertainment, which caused us to build a new product. And as you said, you've gone through the whole process from having a very hard system to use to now giving us feedback and developing and making it better. And that's really fun as well, because it's cool when a company and customers can work together to create something that will benefit everyone. Yeah, so we have to continue doing that.
Yes, yes, I must say thank you very much because uh, for creating and listen to our needs, because it makes it's a win-win situation. It makes our daily work routine much easier, much more efficient, and you also get to develop higher end systems from you guys. So it's a win-win situation. Just one more thing I want to mention, because when you look at the NNL solutions, it's more for scanning with the head first supine, when you're doing a brain imaging. But we also have a lot of MSK imaging where we do feet first supine. Nevertheless, we're able to provide the patient to look at the screen through the bore anyways, so they're able to watch the movie anyways. So it's no it's nothing that can stop the patient per day on the examinations to watch a movie, to say so.
Mm.
We always find a solution, because the TV screen is loose, so you can put it everywhere you want. That's the good part.
Yeah, as long you have a long enough cable, and which is easy to get as well, then it's possible to move the screen the other way as well. So it's one thing that I just popped up in my head is the fact that you said that yes, you have like scores of 80 patients and only one has to stop. But you still said that you have a couple of cases of anesthesia patient a day anyway. And I think that's an important point to make, because this product isn't creating miracles. Saying that if you install this, you will never have patients that use sedation or anesthesia again. The fact is that you will. So could you speak more about that? Those cases that still need sedation and anesthesia?
Yeah, because the patient which still needs sedation is the patient which is, we have a lot of newborn kids. They cannot watch
Mm.
any movie anyways. And we
Yeah.
have kids like 4, 5, 6 years old, which is have difficulties lying still. Not because it's because of it's not because they don't want to watch a movie. It's just because they not able to lie still, because we
Mm.
need the patient to lie still whenever we want to do an MR scan, right?
Mm.
And also special cases which we really need them to lie still. That's why sedation is still going on, and we have patient which is just had surgery and so on, and they are hurting, and I don't think a movie will help them anyways.
Mm.
But we will always somehow look through and ask the question: Is this any possibilities to do this without sedation and with the movie?
Mm.
Because in the morning, the team from anesthesia always contact us, looking through the program, 3 or 4 patients, right? And they always looking and asking us, "Do you think it's possible to do this without sedation?" And we will make
Mm.
it a try. If we fail, we would sedate them, and if they can make it through, we will of course not sedate them at all. But
Mm.
we always have an eye for an opening for doing it without sedation if possible. But
Mm.
as you mentioned, there is no the NNL solution, a TV screen, and the entertainment is not the solution for everything, as you mentioned, because that is not the true part. But it's extremely helpful for our daily work to rule out those patients which can perform an MR without being sedated.
Yeah, and that's That's so important to clarify, because there are a couple of patients that are in the gray zone. Someone who's over in the red zone, which you need to use sedation for. With special cases, could be anything, like you mentioned. But the gray zone is that if you could sort of eliminate that to a higher degree, that will be an improvement, a large improvement for any clinic or MR department, because that's a high number as well.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Hmm. It's one thing that oh, I lost that one, but that's that's okay. In terms of uh, since it's important for us to listen to our customers, what would you say is a want or a future development that you would like to see with the comfort solution?
Yeah, per day. Let's just mention in 2011 when we got the first screen and the computer lying next to the scanner in the control room. We didn't know better. We were very happy back then. We were so happy being able to provide the movie and the entertainment. But in the later years, we saw what we were missing and how difficult this was becoming. Drag and drop movie and stuff like that. And then we gave some ideas to you guys, and you develop a new and better solutions. So per day, if you're asking me, I'm so very happy today with the newest solution. I have everything I need in front of me, which which can make my workflow much more fast and efficient. And maybe in half a year or a year, new ideas come, and of course I will share with you guys. And let's hear if you can meet my goals or our
Mm.
goals at the hospital, of course. But per day, we are very happy, very happy.
Yeah. That's it's both fun and yeah, uh, it's always good to hear that the customers are happy, because that is really the goal. Um, in many ways, if we view you as top athletes, the technicians, we're the ones who is in the support team trying to make you do your job better, because
Yeah,
it has a big impact.
yeah.
So
Just one more thing, because when we're having like a TV screen inside the scanner room, does this interfere with the signal, interfere with the images? So we did a lot of testing in the beginning with the physician, and per day we're not affected with everything. I'm sorry, per day it's not affected with anything, so we can have the TV screen on all examinations without any issues, any problems with the image quality.
mm,
So we are very happy with that. It would be extremely difficult if we had to turn on this TV if doing want to do in this sequence and turn it on again if you're doing that sequence. But it's not at all. We can have it on the whole day without any problem and do whatever we want with the protocols. So we are very happy with that.
yeah, and the development team, they put a lot of effort to make sure that there's no noise coming from our equipment that interferes with the image quality, which is very, very important. When it comes to one thing that I have a question about is not only claustrophobia but patient motion. How does viewing a movie or a TV series affect patient movement?
Yeah, when it comes to children, when they, that's why you need to be very careful giving them a movie which is very funny because if they're lying there and start to laugh, everything's shaking, right? But we don't think at this as a problem at all because we give them headphones for listening to the movie, and we also do a lot of fixation around the head.
Mhm.
So they're lying pretty still. And like you mentioned early in the interview, it's important to talk to the patient. And if they move, we just do a rescan, of course. But if you keep motivating them, say like it's 3 minutes left, and just remember to lie still. You're doing very well. Just a few words will somehow kind of motivates them to continue to lie still.
Mhm.
And no, I watching a movie doesn't affect much whenever we are doing, for example, the brain imaging. We don't have any issues with that due to patient preparation and fixation and all that in beforehand.
Yeah. That's good. That's good to hear. Well, I think I'm very happy. I'm very grateful for the interview and also hearing these kind words. So we really appreciate it, and we know that our cooperations with the Rikshospitalet will continue for many years. So because you just got installed a news comfort solution, right? So
Yeah, regarding the new one, we had to use that for like a year without any TV solutions because we didn't have money to invest on a new TV screen. But just recently we got it installed, and it makes our workflow much easier now because we have 4 scanners, 4 TV screens, and 4 possibilities to provide entertainment. And whenever we're gonna install MRI number 5, we will definitely have solutions there as well, because if you have one scanner without any solutions, you have to move the patient from this scanner to that scanner. It really kills your workflow. So being able to have it on all scanners is important for us.
Thank you so much, Buck. This has been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me here, and it's great to share my experience with you guys.
And for those who are listening who haven't checked out Buck's LinkedIn or YouTube channel, we highly recommend it. Have a look. It's there's a lot of good content there, and it's very educational for everyone to see and view and revisit. So thank you so much, and hope you have a nice day.
Thank you.